Yo, now before we even start this shit, I gotta make sure that I am public right now. Cause that'd be the problem. That'd be a problem. Well, first of all, hello everybody. Hey everybody. Hello. Hold on, y'all. My bad. I'm a little rusty. You know, we got kicked off our own show last week. I don't know what to do with myself. Let me just make sure we public. I don't know if we're public or not.
Look like it's a black screen.
Yes, we're public.
We good.
Are we public?
Yep.
All right, cool. Perfect. Now I'm back. Okay, yeah. Welcome everybody to the I Snuck in Here podcast, Juneteenth edition 2025. Last week, again, like I said, me and Cirque Money, we got kicked off our own shit, and I did not like it. I did not like it. I mean, it was cool to see the ladies take over, but I just didn't, my control factor, I didn't have it. How'd you feel about it, C?
I was getting very not angry, but they was definitely hitting some pressure points that I felt like it's some toxic females up in here.
Oh hell nah.
I ain't say no names. So
I wish you would though. You keep saying I'm not gonna say no names. I need to know so I can start holding these ladies accountable. Who is toxic? Is it me?
No,
I know I'm toxic sometimes. I'm not really toxic. I'm more so crazy.
Well, you know what? In your own defense, at least you will say, "Hey, this is what I am." Other people may run from it.
I feel like you starting some shit.
You started some shit, and I'm gonna speak for all them ladies because that was my first time meeting all them besides Miss Sugar. I love working with them, and I can't wait to do another hostile fucking takeover.
Okay.
She snuck in there. We snuck in there.
y'all do the thing. We appreciate you. Yeah, so big out to Shamar for doing it. Xavier
here. Sugar.
Sugar. All y'all big ups. But we are here for a special edition. Like I said, it is Juneteenth. And this is not the political episode, which is coming next week. I told y'all it's coming. We are going to have that political episode, but this night is about us. So we're going to start it off right out the gate with just a little fact about Juneteenth. Who knows about Juneteenth? See, what you got? You know anything?
It was 1865.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to be the celebration of slaves being free, allegedly. Even though it was still, a lot of indentured service stuff still going on, but it was a holiday that was, proclamated for Black people, saying, "Oh, the civil right, the Civil War allowed us our freedom," and that's the day that they chose. I got some good and bad things to say about Juneteenth, but I'm gonna hold that off for later.
All right, before you go into your little rant, because I ain't gonna let you ruin this damn day. Okay. Ooh, I don't know how we are friends. But we are. All right. So Juneteenth, June 19th, 1865, the Union Army made it to Galveston, Texas. This is 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. So Lincoln said it 2 years earlier that the slaves were free, but it was only slaves that were not already under Union control or loyal to the Union already that were in the Confederacy. So they don't have internet, they don't have phones, there's no TV. So it took years for them to march down to Galveston, Texas, to let them Texans know, hey, we are free, and you can, you're free. But the crazy part about it is that the slave owners pretty much gave the slaves like their 2 weeks notice, because once they announced that slavery was over, the owners didn't tell them until after the harvest season was up, so they could still get the work done for that finals year. The 13th Amendment that abolished slavery didn't come to December of that year, but it is Texas started it, the actual celebrations the following year, and then it spread to what we have today, Juneteenth. And that's why I'm wearing yellow, because I couldn't find anything with red and green that didn't have Jamaica on it. That is Juneteenth, everybody. We are going to go through a couple historical facts throughout the show, but we still got to get into some bullshit throughout the day. So our first scheduled thing is the Air India plane crash. I don't know about y'all, but like I'm getting real weary with planes lately.
Yeah,
I'm getting like planes, and I love to travel, but god dang it, like normally it's the small planes that's falling out of the sky. These are the big dogs. So in India, on what was it? Hold on, get my notes. On it was 241 people that died. There was 242 people on that plane. 30 people also died on the ground of the Boeing 787 Dreamliner. It was going from India to London. It was going to India to London, and only one man out of all of them survived. I can't say his name. I'm butcher it. Okay, you got it. This man walked out of the crash. Everybody else died except for this man that walked out of the crash, got on the phone, started talking on the phone.
What?
Go ahead, see, because this is some movie shit to me. Like, this is crazy.
Okay, so he was sitting in row 11 by the exit door, and apparently that's the only reason he was able to survive, because when the plane went down, that exit door created like a little canopy above him, so he was just able to crawl out of the rubble. My man had internal bleeding, everything going on, but was still able to make a call to tell people, hey, I don't know how, but I just survived. And they got all these doctors saying it's a miracle, it's a miracle. I think some things are just by divine intervention. And I think he was meant to live. And sad to say, those other 241 souls there, God be with them. But something like this is like, what was that old show, Ripley's Believe It or Not?
Yes. Beyond belief.
Yeah, beyond belief. Unsolved mysteries.
Yes.
Like, this has all those type of vibes of how him, out of all people, why was he chosen to live?
Yeah. And that's what he's gonna think about. Like, that's what he's gonna think about. So
he's gonna have that survivor's guilt for that.
Sure. If he don't get some movie rights, then something's crazy. Shamar, you got anything on Air India other than I'm never flying Air India?
Definitely never flying Air India. And do they know the reason of the accident?
No, they're still trying to figure out. The engines were one of the engines was brand new. The other one didn't have to be serviced inspected into December of this year. So there's one pilot that he's just, his hypothesis is there's a control where you're supposed to pull back, and he's saying the pilot might have pushed forward and closed the flaps on the wing. So instead of it getting lift, it made the plane fall. Like, that's the only idea that makes sense, because it doesn't seem so far like a mechanical error at all. So I don't know.
It was a sacrifice. That's what I'm hearing. It was a sacrifice.
Yeah, that's what you taking from it.
No, you took it. Damn, you went conspiracy on it.
Definitely what I'm taking from that. It was a sacrifice. These pilots have so much extensive training. You get so much extensive training driving a school bus.
That's true.
Let alone a pilot. That's not a fatal accident that people make. So.
That is true.
Well, let me ask this question, because I think I brought this up with Q some months ago. I was told that the reason a lot of these planes was crashing was because of Elon Musk, right?
What?
Yeah.
Does he have an airline coming out or something?
With SpaceX?
Because he owns Starlink, and anywhere where a Starlink tower or satellite is at, it's messing up with the radio waves of the old firmware in airplanes, because he thought he was going to be able to get control of FAA as well. So then that way, not only would he be able to control cars, he could control planes as well. So from what I was told, hope them people don't come get me. I was told that the reason why a lot of these planes been going down is because of Starlink.
Wow, that's my first time hearing that one. That is interesting. Have any of you guys ever seen Starlink?
In the sky. I haven't seen it in real life. I've seen pictures of it. It looks pretty crazy, but
I've seen it in real life, and it is definitely a mess. It definitely will mess with some stuff for sure. So
all right. Well, we're gonna have to get to the juicy stuff. So let's get it out of Air India. We're not at juicy stuff now. Another historical fact. We are moving on. See, I didn't want to do a lot of like people that everybody know. Like we could have did Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, but everybody talks about these people all the time. Like big ups to them, but let's give some people, you know, that you might not have heard of, like Annie Turnbull Malone from Metropolitan Illinois herself. She was born in August 9th, 1869. She is actually hold on. People looking for the show. I gotta let them know. Born August 9th, 1869 in Metropolitan Illinois. She's not the first millionaire. One of the first millionaires that get accredited for being the first African-American millionaire is Madam C.J. Walker. But hold on, see that we going down this line today. But she actually she had the company that Madam C.J. Walker was an employee of. So she's Madam C.J.'s boss. So she actually created the formula first.
This is her.
Yes, she created the formula first. And she started in Illinois. And then when she was in Illinois, she took it to St. Louis. She opened a shop there. So she used stuff that didn't damage the hair. She had Madam C.J. Walker. She wasn't Madam C.J. Walker at the time. What was her name? Her name was
Sarah Breedlove.
Sarah Breedlove. They got into it when they sent her to Denver. And that's when Sarah Breedlove started her own company and kind of like changed the formula of it. So, but she was better at marketing. So she blew up and she became the millionaire first. But Annie Turnbull Malone also did become a multimillionaire for it. So she opened a cosmetology school. And what was that? 1902. She did that. And then by 1920, she was a multimillionaire. She died in Chicago, Illinois, in May 10th, 1957. So she was she was before C.J. Walker, but she didn't get as rich as fast as Madam C.J. Walker. She didn't have as much money when she died because a lot of people sued her as well. Any follow-ups on this before I move from Madam C.J.? Please say something. I got to bring the next photo up.
Well,
next.
Yeah, we can go on that because she's gonna come up in a later topic anyway.
She's gonna come up in a later topic. Okay, perfect. All right, moving on. But that's a little Juneteenth historical facts. Thank you. All right, Mr. Crazy, and I ain't talking about Kanye. Is in the news.
Yes, man.
Antonio Brown is wanted for attempted murder, and I'm going to pass it to Cirque Money. I will let you take the reins of this one, my boy.
Right. So it was in the middle of May. It was a celebrity boxing event. Some YNs came up on AB, tried to rob him, right? Tried to get him for the money for his jewels. He had to get up out of that little jam. He was initially brought in for questioning by Miami-Dade police that night. They took a statement from him. They said, okay, this looks like you were defending yourself. Oh, and let me add, it was a stabbing and shooting incident, okay? So they let him go. Now, he had already had a trip planned for the Middle East to go to Dubai and some other places, right? So he ends up going away for vacation, and now all of a sudden they say, oh, wait a minute, we looked more into it, and it seems like you were the agitator and the provoker in this matter. So the DA wants to follow up with murder charges. Now, the DA said, we currently aren't saying he's a fugitive because his lawyer showed proof that this trip to Dubai was already planned. We know that he can only be gone up to 90 days. When he returns, he's going to have a bond for $10,000 and an ankle monitor for house arrest while they go throughout this whole process. This fool jumps on Twitter and goes and starts saying that they only want a nigga dead or in jail or on the field. I think AB has what's it called, y'all? CTE?
Is it the concussion thing? Is it
concussion
CTE?
thing?
I think it's CTE.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what he suffers from, because he just look, everybody know I'm for the ignorant shit, but the stuff he be doing, it don't make no sense. And I'm hoping that this don't turn out to where he actually is going to get convicted for murder, because that's going to be a sad ending.
Shamar, you got something you want to say about it?
If that is so, if he's really suffering from concussions, then we do need to shed more light on that situation, because I do know that is a huge problem, especially within our community in general. But who is this man's keeper? Like, who is around this guy? Who's in his circle that's just allowing him to just?
He don't have one.
He just on his own.
He doesn't have one, and that's the problem. But did you know where, like, the attempted murder? Did you say where he got the gun from? See?
No, I didn't.
So allegedly, because I saw the video. So the video, there's the hustle, they scrapping and whatnot, and the guy runs off. The guy that apparently was supposed to be trying to rob him. Security was trying to break up the fight. Antonio, this is where if he fucks up. Antonio Brown takes the gun off the security guard. He runs after the guy and then shoots at him twice. So you have the video of it. He's shooting at the guy. There's families and kids around. And so the cops only let him free because they didn't see that video yet. That video didn't come out till after. So he went home. He's like, yeah, they let me go and stuff. Yeah, because they just questioned you. Didn't tell him that you stole a security guard gun and shot it twice into a crowd. So that was one of the problems. Second off, he's in Dubai right now. That man ain't coming home. That man, he has a warrant. So he's going online. He's still trying to act like everything's hunky-dory, but he's overseas. So like, he's not coming back. He coming back as a wrap. Like,
you don't think he's coming back ever? Because don't Dubai got extradition? So
no.
They don't know where he is. First of all, they know
the nigga that just disappeared.
Oh,
how they just lose a nigga?
They know he's overseas. They don't know where.
They really playing these games. What black person that go overseas, not to Africa, and they don't know where he at?
And here's the thing, though. Now, the DA from Miami-Dade said they're not going to spend resources to send somebody over there to go get him, right? But that doesn't mean that the Emirate military over in Dubai may not snatch his ass up and put him on the first class jet to send him back, saying, look, we don't want no parts of this. Like, you got to take your ass home. So I believe that when his visa is getting ready to expire, I believe Dubai is going to kick him out.
Oh yeah,
I'm surprised they haven't done it yet, honestly.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
They're gonna have to. But this man, like, I swear, him and Kanye need to have like a reality show. I think that would be the most interesting thing.
Yeah, Crash Out.
I've ever seen before. Like, that would be crazy. But all right, enough of Mr. Crazy himself. So who's more crazy, y'all think? Kanye or Antonio?
Definitely Kanye.
Damn.
Kanye still know how to make money though.
Yeah, like, I would say AB because, like, Tom Brady, and I'm not saying that all of AB's success is because of Tom Brady, but Tom Brady looked out for you, moved you into his crib, got you not just off of got you to New England, and then when Brady went to Buccaneers, got you down there too, and then you kick dirt in the man eye when the man going through a public messy divorce, and you ridicule and no, man, I think that nigga AB he gone, he off the hinges.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
all right, moving on. Next Juneteenth historical black fact. Next fact is this lady. Look, I was going to do somebody else, and as I was doing research on the other person, this lady popped up, and she was just like the most intriguing person that I really want to know more about her, even in this little tidbit. So, okay, everybody says that Madam C.J. Walker is the first multimillionaire or millionaire African American, but the real answer is this lady, Mary Ellen Pleasant. She is the first of African American descent that is a multimillionaire, and the way she did it is wild. So she's a big proponent of the Underground Railroad. She's called the mother of the Western civil rights movement for it. So how she made her money, and if you calculate it into today's world, she would have made like $850 million, like something around there. That's how rich she was. But you would never know it because she was a cook. So her birth and her background is blurred on how she came. Was she born of a voodoo priest? Was it a wealthy Virginian? Was it I forgot whoever the next thing, but nobody knows. All we know is that she ended up in Nantucket. She ended up being a cook, and that's how she made her money. So she was a cook, and she would make her money, but she would invest it. She was really good with investing her stuff. So she was also in the Underground Railroad. So she would help people go to Nova Scotia, up to Nova Scotia via the Underground Railroad, and she would help them with lodging. She would help them with food, transportation, things like that. And she was just stacking her bread. She went down to New Orleans. She went down to New Orleans, and she had gold. Gold was a big thing. She transferred her gold into silver, and she just kept flipping it. She knew the stock market before the stock market knew the stock market. She went from New Orleans, then she went to California because there was the big gold rush, where she continued her due diligence with it. And the crazy part about it was, what was the guy's name? So she linked up with this banker named Thomas Bell. So because Mary Ellen, she's of mixed descent, so somewhere there's this Caucasian there somewhere. So she was able to pass. As you knew she was something, but she wasn't dark-skinned. So she would just pass as a cook or as the maid. So she hooked up with the banker and his family, and she would make all the money. She would get into places where rich people would talk about what investments need to be made, and you should buy this, and she would buy it. But she would buy it under the disguise of Thomas Bell. So she bought this big ass house in San Francisco, and just flipping the money, and you couldn't tell. The only problem with this is that Thomas Bell died.
Yeah.
And when Thomas Bell died, his wife took all the money, and they couldn't determine what was Mary Ellen's and what was Thomas Bell's money. So she died trying to fight to get all her money back, but she couldn't get it back. She died before that happened. But throughout her whole life, this is the person that, like, philanthropist, like, for real. She did not care about keeping her money. All her money went to Underground Railroad, saving indentured slaves and stuff like that, and putting them up. Like, she cared only about that. See what you got.
She made a lot of money with the Quakers too,
and
the Amish from real estate, helping them invest with their crops growing and things like that. Like you said, Q, she was able to see things before they actually blossomed, and she knew what was going to get her a great return. And by getting into real estate, it allowed her to oversee properties that she knew was going to be used for the Underground Railroad. So while the properties are being built, she had the Quakers coming in behind the other builders and putting the trap doors and all that type of things. And I believe she had a lot of backing by one of the main abolitionists, John Brown.
John Brown, yes.
And her and John Brown together freed thousands and thousands of slaves. Now, like you were talking about people who need a movie, she needs a movie also.
She needs a movie for real. Like, she is, like I said, I was doing research on who did I take out? John Mercer. I was doing John Mercer. I was about to do him, and she popped up when I did the So I was gonna do Madam C.J. Walker, but I'm like, everybody knows her, and
Right.
she popped up, and I was like, and I just started reading, and I'm like, this is crazy, and nobody knows about this lady, and I'm like, man, I feel like we should know about her just as much as we know about Harriet Tubman. Like,
easily, but see, that's the thing, though. In Western civilization, especially in traditional schools in America, they still want to control the narrative, and they don't want young brown boys and girls to know that it was individuals like her that existed back when Black people had no type of rights. It's easily in our face why they don't want kids to know about this. Because just imagine if we knew about this type of shit when we was kids, right? We would have been thinking like, damn, I ain't gotta try to be a millionaire like a rapper or a ball player or something like that. Like, I could be a millionaire like them. They was getting it 20 years ago.
She was born in 1814. She died in 1904. So imagine being worth damn near $1 billion in 1904.
Gee, come on.
Like that's it's wild. But yeah, I'm definitely going to look more into her even after this, because this I had to do some quick cliff notes on it. I was like, damn, I need to read it up. I'm sure there's some books or something on it. But let me get her off the screen. Shout out to her. All right. It was time for our boy. It's been a wild week for Chicago's very own. Is there a hit out on R. Kelly, man? Like, are they coming for Kels in jail? Are they coming for Kels? What you got, Shamar? I feel like you want to say something about Kels. What you got?
Man, Kels just want to be free. I just want Kels to be free. I just want him to be free. We got Kanye West running around here. What the fuck? Like, can this man be like? Can we just get an interview? I just want to interview him. There's so much things, but are they trying to take his life? R. Kelly, let's not forget, he the Pied Piper. Okay, he know a lot of things, especially during this back in the day Diddy stuff. Okay, he was married to Aaliyah. All right, he know a lot.
You're not helping his case by saying he's married to Aaliyah.
Yeah, you really.
I'm just saying, he know a lot. It wouldn't shock me if they were trying to take him out.
So you who do you think is trying to say? Hold on. Before I move you to UC, I'll move you in a second. Who do you think is trying to take him out? Who are they?
The Rock.
So Jay-Z trying to see what you got, man.
With the little money that R. Kelly got left, he's been paying the prison staff. He's been paying other guards and prisoners to all help with this concoction of a story that is a hit out on him. That's what he's trying to do is he's trying to gain sympathy from one judge to be like, okay, you know what? He's been stabbed. Now it's the overdose from the medical staff. Maybe he should be moved to a minimum security prison, or grant his request to serve out the rest of his time on house arrest, which I don't think he got a snowball chance in hell of either one happening. Now, the other side of that coin is, and this is legitimate, and anybody can look this up on Google, it's public records. His civil rights was violated by private calls between him and his lawyer and someone that was a potential witness, and the guards from, I think it was the Stateville prison, they actually gave those tapes to the DA, and that type of privacy, that information should have never been given to the district attorney. So he's hoping that he can get an appeal on that. Yeah, you may get an appeal on the federal case, but your state case is still gonna hem you up.
Right. He's not gonna get appealed, even if Agent Orange let him out. It's a wrap. Like, it's a wrap.
Agent Orange ain't letting anybody out of jail though. He really ain't. Like,
He's
okay.
doing the Fed side.
What you say?
He's doing the Fed side. He's not. He can't do anything about the state.
Right. Just because he give you a written pardon, don't mean the governor for that state has to accept that and release the person who's trying to be pardoned. So his ass ain't got no power to do that. R. Kelly.
I just think about Kels that he's trying to. I mean, shit. You in there for 30. Like, I mean, wouldn't you try everything? Yeah, I overdose. Yeah, there's a hit. Like if I could pay somebody to say they trying to put a hit out on me, I would do it. Is there a hit? I doubt it. I doubt any of that. But shit, he's in there for 30. Ain't nobody gonna pardon him. So he's trying all that he can to get out of.
There's one thing he ain't tried yet, though.
What?
He ain't tried to self.
No, because he's trying to live, man.
I'm just trying to tell you, people trying to get up out of jail, they trying to get back to the GP or they trying to get to the site. That's what they do.
But he want to get out and he want to get out and party still. He want to get out for real.
If them what was it 8-9 dudes broke out of that New Orleans prison, that's what Kels need to work on. He need to work on some Shawshank Redemption type stuff.
He needs to for real.
That's crazy.
For real Shawshank Redemption. Like that needs to be what he needs to work on for real. All right, one last well, not one last, but we're gonna do another this is actually our last Juneteenth fact. And then we're gonna go into Circus Corner with it. I think we might be on time. This is great. I love it.
Oh, we cut some of the topics out?
No. I still got them. I just like the pace that we're going at. So next topic right now is a lot of people don't know as y'all barbecuing on Memorial Day and all that and yada yada yada. Memorial Day is a black holiday. We started that shit. So at the end of the Civil War, there was a where's my Memorial Day? Excuse me. There was a South Carolina. That's what it is. Well, I'm losing my thing. In Charlotte, Charleston, South Carolina. Sorry. There was a memorial, a racetrack that they turned into a prison pretty much. And in the prison, a lot of the Union soldiers died and passed away. After the war was over, because a lot of free black slave, a lot of workers, they came, they reburied and properly buried the Union soldiers. They redid the race course. They built up a nice gate. They put a sign on it that says the martyrs of the race course, because it was a race course, and they had a celebration. So they had over 10,000 people come out with help of white missionaries and teachers. There was over 3,000 black school kids that was there, but a total of 10,000 people. Go ahead, see that something. Can you hear me? What?
Can't hear you, sir.
What happened?
Now you can. Now we can. You went out for like 15. Yeah.
Okay, cool. There was 3,000. There was 3,000 black school kids that were there as well. So a total of 10,000 people, and they did a parade. They celebrated the Union soldiers, and then after that, just like we do on these holidays, they had a picnic, they had barbecue pretty much, and they got busy. But it started in Charleston, South Carolina, the first celebration of Memorial Day. It was a year later, and then they kept branching it out. But that is the origins of Memorial Day. So if you didn't know, now you know. Memorial Day is a black holiday. Happy Juneteenth.
There you go.
Happy Juneteenth. All right, you know what time it is. We'll see you on the other side of the wall tomorrow, and you'll see me too, because it's time for Circuits Corner.
Well, for this segment today of Circuits Corner, I want to talk about something that has always grinded my gears, and it's with it being Juneteenth, it really does mean something to talk about this. Crabs in the barrel. Crabs in the barrel is when you can help someone get out, but instead of trying to lend a hand, you're just focusing on yourself, and you think you're going to get out, but you quite don't get out yourself. And that's what be going down with a lot of black people. We don't look out for each other. as hearing these stories about Annie Turbo Malone and Mary Ellen Pleasant, and even going to the Madam C.J. Walker thing, those individuals had their people supporting them. They had the support of the working class black man or the stay-at-home sister. Black people do not stick together like we need to, especially right now. And then we always want to blame this person or that person, whether it be political, whether it be racial. We have to take accountability in terms of looking out for one another. It's just like with the podcast, what I snuck in here. This was a creation, and I'm grateful for it. This was a creation by Quinn. Quinn came up with this, reached out to me, and we hadn't talked like that in a minute. But he reached out to me. He was like, hey, man, I got an idea about something. I want to get your idea on it. You know what I'm saying? Get your input. And to see what it's been able to turn into, and it's only been less than a year. It's been less than 6 months. And we've been able to pull in individuals like Shamara and Sugar and Xavier and Marie. It's because that's what happens when you stick together. When you stick together, you're able to see organic success. If we do not stick together, the crabs in the barrel ideology is going to be the doom of all of us sooner than later. So if you have the ability to reach out and look out for somebody, and if it's not going to hurt you and hurt your household financially, do that. Make that call for somebody. If someone looking for a job and they never burnt you or made you look bad, help that person out with a job. If that person got a podcast, share the link. It's free to be supportive with certain things. We have to stick together, and we gotta stop only thinking about I. That's all I gotta say for that.
I love that you said that. I really do, because that means so much to me. I feel like the same way as you. I feel like if Black people as a community, we do not stick together. And if we would be able to get further. But I also wanted to say about Miss Pleasant, the reason why we don't be taught about Miss Pleasant is because as Black people in America, they always wanted to limit our capabilities for networking. Now, Miss Pleasant, she had connections as far as the Deep South, like you said, in New Orleans, and all the way to Canada. Like having the Underground Railroad is more than just sneaking in Black people here. You're taking them from the Deep South of America, going over to the middle part of America, to Canada, a whole nother continent. So they do not want us to know things like that. They don't want us to know that that's what we had to do. You know, they think that this is what we have to do now. But nah, we were great.
Yeah, it's a big thing. And like you said, with Mary Ellen Pleasant, she didn't even go by the name Pleasant when she was around white people, because she didn't want them to know that who she was. Or only like Black people or people that in the underground that knew her as Miss Pleasant for that. But no, for real, like C said, hey, it takes nothing to hit the like button, hit the share button. If they're your people, they're your people. Like, you know, not everything costs money. If something does cost money, then hell, you pay them over there. So why don't you pay over here to do it? Like you gotta stop thinking like that. But one day we shall overcome. I don't know. Maybe.
No. We shall overcome.
All right, moving on from another great circuits corner. We got 2 topics left. We're gonna push through these. Because even though the game looks like a blowout, I still gotta see it. The Lakers have been sold for $10 billion. $10 billion is sold. So it was sold to Mark Walter, the owner of the LA Dodgers, and this is the largest sale of a sports franchise in history. Ever. Dr. Jerry Buss purchased the LA Lakers for $67 million in 1979. You go from 67 million to 10 billion. What's that? Essentially, let's say 40 plus years later, you have, I don't even know the math on how much you can quadruple your money. But here's my thing before y'all go into it. Did y'all see that show on
HBO?
Hulu? It was Hulu.
Wait.
It was Hulu. They had dude from Step Brothers. What's his name? Golly, I forgot his name. But
Michael Farrell or the other guy? Was it
the goofy one, the curly hair dude from Step Brothers?
Yeah, I don't know his name, but yeah.
John C. Reilly. That's his name. They had him in there. He was playing Dr. Bus, but that's a very interesting show. But anyways, like he did it for his family and his kids, and like he put all his money up to get that thing. So how do y'all feel about them selling the Lakers one generation later?
Oh, Shamar, you mind if I step in real quick?
Nope, go ahead, take the flow.
Jeannie Buss is following the advice of her good friend Mark Cuban, who just sold his majority share in the Dallas Mavericks, and I think he only got like $3.4 billion, if you know, for his stake in it. But the landscape of the NBA and that whole television right thing is changed, and ratings are continuing to drop. So I think she looked at it like, hey, you know what? I got another championship I got a championship for my father, even though they put a little asterisk next to it, the bubble championship. And she just wants to get out of it. She's 63 years old. She's selling it to someone that has success with being in the sports world. And this is the largest public sale of a team in sports history. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a great thing that she's getting out of it, and she's getting that amount of money. And I don't think she has any kids, so she don't. That's so it's like, what would she be like? What legacy would she be leaving?
Well, the Suns are still part of it. The Suns are still part of it. They, she's just the majority. She's the main one. Like the Suns are just idiots that, you know, the Dr. Buss gave them like hockey teams and shit like that, so they keep them occupied. But she was actually the one that, you know, is in charge and know what she's doing. Anything you want to add to that, Shamar, before we move on?
No, I'm good.
She said, "Nah, sports." She said,
"All right." Then she sold the Lakers. She got to do what she got to do.
Before we move on, the last thing I'm going to say is that I was a little bit. I didn't at first like it, but I'm thinking about like shit. You know what? If I got something that I worked hard to pass down to my kids, and my kids was able to make that much off of it, I mean, that's beyond generational wealth. I mean, what am I getting the team for? Like, I can't watch the games when I'm dead. So like, I'm with it.
Let's add this one last thing again. She still retains a seat on the board for the Lakers organization, and she still holds 16%. So she hasn't completely sold out everything off. She still got that 16%. She got a seat on the board. So that means that we still gonna see her at the games and shit like that. I think it's a good payday shit. I wish I had a lick like that.
Like a good investment.
Let me hold $1. Let me hold $1. All right, check it. Hey, all right, we at the last topic, man. I bumped Adam 22 for another time. See,
damn.
She said, "Damn." Look, he was mad about it. All right, but look,
I want to get into. Are we going to Mr. Perry?
Hey. You know what's next?
Oh yeah,
the juicy part.
Yeah.
hey, we say the looking stud. That's what.
Yeah, he said you looking thick in them jeans. That's what he said.
Look, man, you don't tell you. Let's let the world know what's going on first off.
Right.
So, this week, 2 days ago, Tyler Perry was sued for who has the amount? I didn't write down the amount.
$260 million.
$260 million by
Derek Dixon.
Thank you, Derek Dixon, an actor that played on The Oval for Tyler Perry. I'm gonna let C. Go ahead, C.
Do your cousin know Derek?
Oh God, no!
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh goodness.
Shamar, why don't you go? Shamar, take it. Why don't you take it, Shamar?
And we're back.
One thing I want to point out is
I'm sorry. So that'll look weird. Yes, my cousin was on a Tyler Perry TV show, No, we're not talking about anything about my cousin being on a Tyler Perry TV show. We are only talking about Tyler Perry. Okay. Moving on. Go ahead.
You should have your cousin come up on here though and talk about this Tyler Perry subject. You know,
I would win $5 million at the lotto before that would happen.
Oh my gosh. Well, that being said, black folks have been coming out of the woodwork in 2025 with a lot of sexual deviances that's made public. So Tyler Perry, I just want to say they made a whole Boondock episode about this a few years ago. And in the episode, they talked about him having that compound. They talk about him over-sexualizing his characters or his actors that he has playing in his films. And they also said that he was kind of creepy. He has certain ways about him and certain things he do that's kind of creepy. I don't know firsthand, but are we shocked that it's a man? Are we shocked that it's a man? Who was he? Who was he when he was trying to like holler at him? Was he Medea? Because if so, we need to put Medea on trial. Yeah, we need to put Medea on trial.
Let me get up in here. So I'm torn. I'm be real. I'm torn about this. So there's two things I'm torn. First off, I've been like anti celebrities this year a lot because I just feel like they in a weird fucking place and they overstepping. They habitual line steppers this year about like what they can do. They want to be righteous at one point and then all powerful the next moment. It's like, bro, you can't be both. So a lot of people are getting humbled, but I don't like the fact that I don't think anybody thought Tyler Perry was straight. Like I don't think it's not a big surprise that this came out. I just don't like people outing somebody that isn't ready to be outed, like type of thing. Like I'm still a thing of like, hey man, that's your life. Because this, no matter what you think, this is something that can change your life and how people treat you and how you're shunned through society, yada, yada, yada. Some people are cool with it. Some people will come out and they don't have no problems and their career goes on fine. But like, you got to let them do it, I feel. But on the flip side, you can't be jumping in people's. So this man said he got drunk at Tyler Perry's house, went in the guest bedroom. Tyler Perry came in there, started feeling on his thighs and stuff, and he rejected them. But then throughout the text messages, he's calling him, you look thick in the jeans, and Tyler Perry took a picture on a jet ski, and he's like, oh yeah, that's a nice beach. He's like, oh, the beach. He's like, you don't see this stud in front of you? Like, this is I wish I had the text messages, but this is some things you don't say to a man like that. But on another thing, before I'm done,
right.
If I'm telling you that I'm not gay and I don't roll that way, we're not going to keep having these conversations. This Derek dude kept going with these conversations.
Yes.
He was stringing Tyler along because he wanted job security. And he wanted additional perks as well because Tyler would be sending him messages like, this is Tyler verbatim from the messages saying, it's late at night. I've been drinking a lot. I'm so horny right now.
He took testosterone shots.
Yeah, and homie would text him back and say, "Oh, really? Oh, you've been drinking again tonight? Oh, I'll call you back in a little bit." So you should have shut that shit down from the jump, Playboy. You should have been
if you didn't shut it down, then it's on you. I still haven't seen anything egregious. Like again, the only thing that he said when he got into bed the one time, but okay. You said no, it didn't happen. Everything else is just some flirting. Like you didn't shut it down.
There's no criminal charges. None. And that's what I just want to make, like, all these people keep coming out of the woodwork, but there's no criminal charges. If you really felt violated as a person who's been violated, the first thing you do is not try to A, out them, B, tell the media, or C, get money for it. What you do is you go to the police. Right. Because you're scared and you fear for your life. You feel violated. You do not want to feel like that. You can't think straight and comprehend what has happened to you because you're traumatized from it. And I feel like with all these celebrities, they're just like, using this as a manipulative way, and these celebrities are just getting baited on and just going for the okay with it, and it's just like this is getting a little bit out of hand.
Yeah, I don't. It's another thing where I don't see anything criminal. I wouldn't give him a penny, honestly.
Let me ask y'all a question. So that was an egregious amount that he going for, $260 million. Now there's another actor that's trying to attach his lawsuit against Tyler Perry to the Derek Dixon one, a black actor named Christian Keys, and he's alleging the same thing, saying, you know, Tyler did all this shit to him, and his suit was filed first. So, question I want to ask y'all is, do we just believe Tyler is an easy target to straight men because Tyler don't know when to shut up when he been drinking?
I think he's a target because he's Tyler Perry and he's worth a gazillion dollars, and he's a human being that gets horny. Shit, like I watched. I mean, calling him a thick man in the jeans is crazy, but it's still, if that's what floats his boat, then that's what goes. I don't think he's done anything egregious. Like,
I don't think so.
If somebody tells you no, now if somebody tells you no and you keep going, different story. But this man went with it. He kept rolling, like you said. He probably wanted job security. He probably wanted an acting role, but clearly it was a cash grab. There's a way. You a grown ass man. Tell this other grown ass man, hey, I ain't going for it. Like,
and there's one specific thread in all those messages over the last 2 years where Tyler tells Derek, yo, Derek, you don't want people thinking you and I are friends when we're not filming, because they're not going to take you serious for all the hard work that you've put in to earn your role. This is Tyler is saying this to Derek. So why would someone who's trying to manipulate somebody give them game like, hey, yo, you going about this the wrong way? Homie just mad his career ain't going nowhere. He threw out $260 million. I think Tyler is gonna settle for about 2.6.
That's why you thought a high, stupid, dumb number, so they can settle somewhere much lower than that. But I don't know. I don't see anything crazy. What came out isn't. I already thought Tyler Perry was gay. Like, this is not like anything mind blowing for it. So it's not like the world shifted. I just think when people get knocked off their high horse a little bit, it makes me chuckle. Like you know, you're not. But there's also a tear down of a current black man. I ain't liking this trend that's going on. So I feel like that's the part of me where I'm like, I want to laugh, but then I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I'm seeing way too many attacks, and I'm not seeing no attacks anywhere else. So we need to just be careful what we're letting flow through the pipeline on that. But anywho, hey, look at this. Quick. I made it. I'm 4 minutes over, but shit, I did it. You know, I'm a little rusty. You know what I'm saying? A little rusty. I had to knock it off. But we gonna do the go around the table, and we gonna see y'all next week. But Shamara, tell them where they can find you.
Hi, you guys. It's Shamara Ali, the host of the Story Hill Hood podcast. You guys can check me out on YouTube, Facebook. You guys also can find me personally on Instagram at Shamara Ali. Also, you guys can check out my website. It is thestoryhillhood.org. We got new products on there and rituals. And lastly, I also do another show, Blue Collar Babes, mostly every Sunday. It is me and another girl. We go over postal stuff and just girl stuff. So check us out.
She is so busy. So thank you for blessing us with your time on this Thursday night. Cirque Money, what you got for us, homie?
You can find me on all platforms at Cirque Money, and that is it.
Man, your outro's getting real short lately, man. You better start putting some more damn effort into your damn outros. $5 fine right there, okay?
Right.
Real quick. Before he used to be like, yeah, you can give me this, and I'm last on blah, blah, blah. He's like, so yeah, I'm out. Peace. Anyways, I am your boy. Some call me Quinn. I am here pretty much every Thursday, unless the females kick me off. And even then, I'm also still there. You just don't know on it. But no, thank y'all for tuning in on this I Snuck Here podcast presents Juneteenth 2025. Hey, do your research, do your history. They're not going to teach you everything in school. You have to go out there and learn about yourself for yourself, and then do things for yourself. And like Cirque Money said in the Circus Corner, no crabs in the barrel no more, man. We got to support one another. We got to be around one of each other. Celebrate your people. Even if it costs you a couple dollars. Them Jordans you bought cost $250. You can give your friend $20 for a t-shirt, all right? But anyway, this is the I Snuck in Here podcast. We thank y'all for sneaking in. And when you sneak out, don't get caught by the cops. We out.